So I wanted to make a short video about why physical media, in my opinion, is better than streaming services. Personally, I like the experience of shopping in general, or picking up stuff physically. I rarely use the internet unless my fiance makes me, or I have to get something that's really weird and unique. Like shelving units or something like that I can't find anywhere in Baltimore. And like some, certain things I'll get off the internet. But personally, I don't like shopping on the internet. Stores like Walmart and stuff like that really put, a lot of mom and pop shops out of business. And that's like a whole nother subject. But in the same vein, streaming services have really ruined the good time of going to like physical media stores. In my store, I try to make it look like it. A lot of people say it looks like a cross between an 80s video store and a 90s video store, like if they got married and had a baby. So I try to make it like kind of an experience. There used to be a video store in Towson that I used to go to. It was real weird, and it had tons of really rare horror movies and stuff. It was huge. And Blockbuster and Hollywood Video were kind of cool, but there were a few really cool video shops here in Baltimore that I used to enjoy going to and looking around. Even recently, they had a Movie Stop, which was affiliated with GameStop, and that was a pretty cool place to go. They closed down a few years ago because of streaming services, and I think streaming services wind up making like 70% or more of like media purchases as far as movies are concerned. But there's like some other stuff too. And one thing I don't understand is any article you can find on the internet, it's going to say, every article you find almost, comparing why streaming is either better or worse than owning physical media, is going to be about storage. The DVDs take up too much storage, and that's the whole reason. Well, my fiance had some streaming service, I can't remember which one, and she lost all the ones that she bought digitally somehow. So that is a possibility, but I guess the smaller ones might actually have more obscure stuff. Now, me personally, she has every single app that you can have almost, and then there's the free ones and stuff, and sometimes I'll throw those on when I don't feel like going to grab my disc or whatever, just if I'm like sitting there doing something. And I swear to God on my life, I sometimes scroll for it must be 10 minutes or something till I find something, and I'm usually settling on something I really don't even want to watch, or like some crappy independent movie that's not even good in a bad way, that somehow it's on the streaming service because it's so bad nobody even wants to watch it anyway, and it probably wasn't worth putting out on physical media. But every time you'll see these articles is just over and over again, it's the storage thing, and then it's the time you have to wait if you order it online, which wouldn't be a problem if all the video shops hadn't closed down due to this stupid shit. But also, Netflix, even, like the most popular streaming service, is not even comparable to a Blu-ray. A Blu-ray is 6 times better, in layman's terms it's 6 times as good as the quality on Netflix. So, a lot of things that are better about DVDs, in my opinion, too, is you get, commentary tracks, and you get like extras and behind the scenes footage and all this kind of stuff, which you will not get on streaming services. Now, me personally, there's certain movies I like that I've watched commentary on. Big Top Pee-wee, I think I watched commentary on. Or Pee-wee's Big Adventure, I watched commentary on once. I've watched all Kevin Smith's commentaries, which he has like multiple sometimes. And I watched like Dawn of the Dead, the original commentary. And I enjoyed so many movies again in a different way with the commentary. It was just, super cool. Like, Dawn of the Dead, it would be like Tom Savini talking about how they were his children who get shot at the airport or whatever you can call it, where the helicopter's at. And like, these little things were cool to me. So here's something else too you have to think about. besides the shopping experience and things like that I like. Corporations that put out streaming services, so you could even go to Walmart, which they don't have a big selection, so this is why I have a video shop myself. So you can go somewhere like Walmart, and let's say, for instance, the double feature of Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman, you can get it for like $5 at a Walmart. I saw one today at Giant. They had a little box of DVDs, and they actually had some pretty cool ones. They had this 5-pack with like Over the Top and Predator. It was like all these action movies, and it was like $5, and I was like, damn, that's pretty cool. I haven't seen one of those yet. Got a lot of combos in the store, but I didn't see that particular one, and I was like, damn, $5 is really fucking good for that, you know. But anyway, so the Michael Keaton Batman, for instance, films, you can get them for like $5 at, like, you know, any big box retailer shop if they have it. And if you were to buy that on Amazon or iTunes, it would cost you $20, which is crazy to me. And then, you know, there's this whole thing also that I can't stand personally. You know, when I was younger, I was very into watching movies straight through. I don't think I ever not watched a movie straight through. I don't remember ever like stopping a movie and be like, oh, I'll come back to that later when I was younger, like under 30 or something, maybe even under 35. I don't know if I've ever done that before. Like, oh, I'll come back to that. I always watched them straight through. There was even a time before I was, I think I was like 21 or something, where I wouldn't even turn off a bad movie. I'd have to watch it all the way through. I watched Joe's Apartment all the way through, which was excruciating. Just because I want to give it a chance. It's like, even sometimes movies will be shitty for the first 30 minutes, and then somehow they'll start to be like, wow, I'm glad I stuck with this. I think the first movie I ever turned off, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this, but Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, I didn't find it interesting, and I watched it all the way through, and I told myself, like, next time a movie is like shitty after like 40 minutes, I'm done with it. In some movies I'll turn off, and I've gotten so much difference. You get older, you get like, you know, you ain't got the time. But my point was, a lot of times, you know, I have to, nowadays I have 3 kids, and, you know, fiance, and I have like 5 animals, and, you know, a house and a job, and, you know, a store to run, and all this kind of stuff. They give you 72 hours to watch it or something, or like sometimes 48 hours to watch a movie, and that's just not feasible for me anymore. And a lot of older people will understand that. Sometimes when you have kids and stuff, you got to watch 30 minutes here, 20 minutes there. My fiance has ADHD. She winds up falling asleep, and so I'll turn the movie off and pick it back up next time we're chilling together. So there's all that stuff that you got to think about. And like I said, the even a DVD quality is better. And Netflix still rents DVDs, as far as I know. But I think like the technical thing is like a Blu-ray disc, like 4K Blu-ray disc. It runs like 128 Mbps, whatever it is, some kind of quality way of, I don't really know. Unfortunately, sadly, I don't know exactly. But it's like, I think it's minutes, like, you know, and like frame rates, something like that, like all that kind of stuff. Whereas streaming services run at like 17, comparable to 128. So it's not really, and it'll drop a lot too. And I've seen that where I've watched Netflix and stuff, or my mom's been watching it, and it's pixelated. And to be honest with you, I think Netflix is the worst one of all. I never can find nothing on Netflix. I think I found The Patriot the other day, and I almost shit myself because I was like, oh my god, a movie that I haven't seen in a while that I actually want to watch. And I went up watching it. And there's a couple of the Adam Sandler movies that he has the deal with. Of course, I like watching those. But Netflix, I don't, and Stranger Things I love. But Netflix is really pointless. I mean, they rarely have anything good on it. And Amazon, in my opinion, unless you have like Showtime, Cinemax, you know, like all the other ones that you have to add onto it that wind up costing a lot of money a monthly, I still can't find stuff on there often. And once I watch all the good stuff, it's pointless. And another thing that really pisses me off about Amazon is they'll suggest other movies. Like I watched I think Hot Fuzz the other day, which is the Simon Pegg Nick Frost movie, and it was actually kind of good. I don't remember if I watched it all the way through when I was younger or not. I think I might have been one of those ones I turned off because I didn't find it that interesting. But now that I got older, I kind of enjoyed it. That happens sometimes. And I enjoyed it because I think nowadays there's so much crap out there that when you watch an older movie, you're kind of like, oh man, this was, in retrospect, this is way better. I'll give you one that blows my mind. Is I love The Faculty, which when it came out, I was like, yeah, this is alright. It's kind of like Disturbing Behavior, alright, but I like Disturbing Behavior better. But in retrospect, you watch either one of those movies and you're kind of like, wow. Like I watched Die Hard today. I mean, not Die Hard, Lethal Weapon today, and I was like, oh my god, they don't make action movies like this anymore at all. Like they don't even come close. Everything's like explosion, running, big guy, all this kind of stuff, which I guess you had that in like Commando and stuff like that with Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it had a great story to it. Which a lot of these just lack story. And then they have like the comedy action ones, which I don't totally understand, with The Rock and stuff. But anyway, my point is, once you've watched a few of the good ones on there, and then you're watching something like I was watching Hot Fuzz, and it suggests stuff at the bottom, like if you like this, you might like this, and then I'll get like, oh shit, they got that, and I'll click on that, and then it'll be like $19.99, to own, $9.99 to rent for 3 days. I just think that's crazy to me. So like let's keep going into this. So like in 2015, there was that Melissa McCarthy movie came out. It was called Spy, and you could go on Amazon right now and get it on DVD for like $2.99. The DVD. You're gonna have to wait a day or two if you have Amazon Prime. I mean, that shit's crazy how quick they bring that stuff. But even I sell it at my store. I can't remember. I think I have that, and I sell it for like $3 to $5. But all my copies of everything are absolutely brand new mint. They're not sealed, but if I have anything in my store, it looks like it's brand new. And like people are going to complain and go, well, DVDs break and they get fingerprints on them, scratches and stuff like that. If you handle them correctly, they don't. It's just from people, like, I don't know how people don't know how to handle a DVD after all these years. But if you handle it, fine. No, it doesn't do any of that. But my point is, on Amazon, you get the Melissa McCarthy movie Spy for $2.99. If you want to buy a digital copy, it's $12.99 on Amazon, and on iTunes it's $15. So and who knows what could happen to it? The digital copy or whatever. But you could just go buy it on DVD. So. I don't know. And it was weird. I had a woman come in the other day. She actually bought a VHS player. I sell VHS players. I think I might start carrying a couple DVD players, but leave them at home, bring them if somebody wants them, because I don't really have the room right now because I'm still in a relatively small store inside a flea market, only open on the weekends. Maybe if I do good, I'll expand into a regular store 7 days a week, bring more stuff, But my friend told me, I haven't looked it up, the Blu-ray players stopped making Blu-ray players. They stopped making VCRs in like 2016. It was like some, weird company that was still making them in 2016. And DVD players they stopped making, and now I've heard that they stopped making Blu-ray players. So I have those available. Not to I don't promote my own shit, but anyway. So like also if they started doing this stuff like you have to pay for a digital copy of something, and you can't even sometimes keep the digital copies, and they just give you the digital copies for 48 hours, even on the new stuff, which I don't understand. So there was like this movie called Trolls World Tour, and a bunch of people wound up buying it. It was $20 for a digital copy of this whenever it came out a couple years ago or whatever, and you only have 48 hours to view it. And then they put out Mulan, the live action one, and it was $30 to watch it, and it made tons of money because people are just that gullible. You could probably go buy those on DVD and wait a little bit and super cheap. But also people love, DVDs because, like I said, the director's cut stuff and the bonus content, outtakes, deleted scenes, screen tests. There's all kinds of extras on. And if you really like a movie, I mean, it's cool to watch all that stuff. Like, I love watching. I actually, I watched the new Planet of the Apes trilogy recently, and wow, that's actually really good. I didn't know it was going to be that good. And I think it was, in my opinion, I'm a Ray Harryhausen kind of guy. Like, I like the claymation kind of, stuff, not the digital stuff so much. I like realistic stuff. Like when they first came out with Walking Dead, like they were using that digital blood and stuff, and I was like, ugh. And then they finally got Greg Nicotero really doing the stuff. But anyway, the digital stuff in the Planet of the Apes, the 3 new Planet of the Apes movie, I think is bar none like way above any other movie I've seen, as far as digital, like, people or creations or animals or whatever, hybrids. But I wanted to see, like, what the hell, you know what I mean? And I had watched someone, the on demand. I actually had to rent the third one. I own all of them now that I own a store, but I had to rent the third one. I was like pissed off because I think that the first one was free, and I think I found the second one on DVD at the flea market before I had a store, and then the third one I had to rent because I couldn't find it. But anyway, I wanted to watch like the making of just to see all this stuff, and I wound up getting a DVD, and I was like, oh shit. And I didn't know, the guy who plays Gollum was, the main, Caesar and stuff like that. And I was like, wow, that's cool. And like some other people that are famous were in it, and I was like, wow, and that was cool to have the extras to watch because I was curious, And I was going to say that this woman came in the other day and she bought a VHS player from me. She's an older woman, and she was like, I love VHSs. She was like, they don't get scratched. You can drop them on the floor and they're still all right. Besides getting like maybe eaten by a machine that's bad, or getting mold because it's been in a fucking garage, or a storage unit that doesn't have like, good, where they keep the air right and everything, they might get mold on them or something. But other than that, VHSs hold up. They're very sturdy and durable. A lot of people like the analog look too, because it kind of, nostalgic reasons. But that's the reason why people like a lot of stuff, because the nostalgic aspect of it, which is cool too, So I just wanted to make this little video, just all these reasons that I think personally, DVDs and physical media like VHSs, DVDs, and Blu-rays are, a million times better than streaming services. I still don't understand why people would, pay for these streaming movies. And like I said, your choice is limited. And like, I think I saw Angus was on there, old 90s movie I really want to watch. And I think I'm just going to wait, and I might even have to order it online on DVD, or if it's out on Blu-ray, but I'm not going to pay for it streaming. I really just want a copy of it because I might want to watch it again, and I'm not going to do that thing where I own it digitally. There's none of that makes sense to me. So, I just made this little video just to explain some of the aspects of why I think a video store or buying physical media is a million times better than streaming stuff. And the choice is the number one thing, really. I mean, like, you get so much stuff on DVD. And the prices are usually pretty good, and definitely comparable to what the prices used to be. I mean, certain stuff's rare, of course, but the streaming prices are ridiculous, and it boggles my mind that many people. Sorry if I'm offending some of you listening, but I can't believe that many people are that fucking gullible and don't really think about it. People come over sometimes, and every once in a while there'll be somebody that scoffs at like a $5 price on a kind of rare DVD. You know what I mean? Like, say you got, like, I'm not a big fan of the movie, but Dazed and Confused or something, and it's $5, which I don't think is bad at all. I sell it for like $5 if it's a mint. And just for instance, let's say somebody comes over and they go $5 for a DVD. Well, if you want to go there's like a lot of flea markets, thrift stores you go to, it'll be, 20 copies of Harry Potter movies and 20 or like 30 copies of Lord of the Rings movies. Nobody wants those because everybody has them, and that's why they're in the store, because everybody had them. But when you come across something that's a little more rare, it's going to be a little bit more. But still, every DVD, even the crappy ones, cost like $20 when they first came out. Like almost every DVD was $20, and then they dropped to like 10, and then they were like 10 to 15. So paying $5 for a cool movie that you can watch over and over again that you like, I don't see a big deal,